Hey, so I'm going to try something that's totally new for me today. I am going to try and come up with an idea for a song from scratch within the span of the next hour and a half or so. Now, I think it's probably a little bit too ambitious to think that I could get through an entire song in that amount of time, but I'm hoping I can at least come up with some kind of hook maybe, or a good lyrical idea, maybe a verse and a chorus, something like that, something that's like strong enough that I could develop it later on. And the way I'm going to try and do this is I've loaded up a few websites from the internet that give me just random suggestions, and I'm going to try and translate the whatever the suggestions are into either lyrical ideas or melodic ideas, playing something that is that translates into my interpretation of whatever that word is making me think of. So we're just gonna launch right into it and see how it goes. These are the two sites that I chose. One of these generates just a random mood, and the other generates nouns. And I think I'm gonna just make it one noun. So I'm going to click these a few times, see if anything comes out that I like, and I'm just going to save them over here. So what do we have? We have hostile, so that's a good word already. Hostile sandals. Well, we'll put it down. All right, and dubious. Dubious dependent. It seems like another. Dubious creek. Okay, I kind of like that. Sounds like something that maybe you would encounter in some sort of like dirty Western movie, something like that. I'm hearing something like a. So what key am I hearing right now? Okay, we're in C minor. Cool. We've got the first idea. We're just going to move on to idea number 2. So I'm hearing kind of a dunk, 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 dunk. So this is like I'm still hearing guitar. Da, da. So that's just kind of like a cold ambient, I don't know, almost like the musical equivalent of a cold wind, something like that. I'm liking that. Not quite sure what. Like the Lone Rider. out in the wind. What all have we made so far? Let's just review. Like this. Yeah, it's kind of eerie. Alright, let's add some more to it. That part doesn't quite work right now. So we have a Like, we got a groove going, we got a feel. Let's talk for a little bit about lyrics. The very first thing that's coming to mind is just an image, something that's sort of like a gothic picture of a Western landscape, but it's desaturated, almost black and white. There are trees, but they don't have any foliage on them. It's sort of like pre-winter, not quite winter. The wind is cold, but there isn't snow on the ground. There's just this kind of like creek running through the center of the landscape. It's making me feel like some sort of dread or some sort of hopelessness. If we're building a story around this, this is the creek that somebody has arrived at to make their last stand, or they've been out in the wilderness for a long time. They don't have any food. And Dubious Creek isn't very, that's not very poetic. I think creek is okay. Oh, shut up, you. Other synonyms like treacherous creek, maybe, or dreadful. Let's just write some of these down. None of them are quite right, but treacherous, cold-hearted, desolate. Desolate's getting closer. Let's consult the thesaurus. So, betrayal. This double-crossing creek. Duplicitous creek. Unfaithful. Judas Creek. It's getting pretty biblical. There's a way to make it work. I'm going to write it down. I don't think I'm going to do anything with it, but Judas Creek. It's sort of like a prophetic creek. Kind of like one of those rivers in Hades in Greek mythology, like Styx or something like that. Feel like it's the creek that you come for a reckoning. I think it's the creek that you go to if you've done wrong. Maybe in the Old West you can get away with things for a while and you can live doing a bunch of treacherous stuff, but eventually it's gonna come back to you. You're gonna end up at Nail Rest Creek. Just write like it'll all come back to you. Or maybe you'll get the answers you seek, because it rhymes with creek. Could just be Dead Man's Creek. That's really cliche. But we are not in the business of too much self-judgment for these videos. You'll get all the answers you seek at Dead Man's Creek. Something like that. It's very, very expected. You'll get all the answers you seek at Dead Man's Creek. Anyway, we've run out of time. It wasn't a bad session. I'm not disappointed with this.